How's it going, YouTube? Navy Sooner here. Today, we're going over part 2 of Project 1022.
Watch you leave.
Alright, that intro was for Gator 556's bitch ass. Maybe when you move out of your parents' house and get a better pet than a fucking spider, you can talk to me about intros. Until then, keep having to run to your fucking bedroom whenever you hear mommy's car come into the driveway. That way she doesn't catch you masturbating into her panties. In part 1, I showed you my 1022 that I built from a 1022. Part 2, I'm showing you my 1022 that I built from the ground up. I don't know if there's going to be a part 3, we'll see, but as of right now, part 2 for Project 1022. Before we go on with Project 1022, I just want to let you know that I do have a Patreon account and I do have a Subscribestar account. It takes quite a bit of money to run a YouTube channel based on firearms, especially for ammunition and being able to get other things like other firearms, parts, different things, whatnot. Also hit the thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to my channel because, yeah, I've got a shit channel, so you might as well just try and make fun of it, even though you don't know what you're fucking saying when you are making fun of it. So, whatever. Subscribe so you can make fun of me. Go check out Life, Liberty, Pursuit of Happiness Clothing Company on Instagram. I have their Instagram name down below, and they are eventually going to have a website where you can get t-shirts, hats, stickers. It's all 2A lifestyle related. Clothing, stickers, hats, just great company. Garrett runs it. Go check them out. Now for Project 1022. We're going to start with the part that's actually considered a firearm. The part that's actually considered a firearm is the receiver. And the receiver is the BRN-22 by Brownells. I went with the Brownells receiver because usually Brownells, when they manufacture or have parts manufactured for them, they do an outstanding job. Another reason that I went with the Brownells receiver is because there is a rail milled into the receiver rather than having to screw a rail in and have one more point of contact where you could lose accuracy. The one issue that I had with this receiver was where the rail sticks out, where the bolt goes into the receiver, you need to mill it down just a tiny bit, just a fraction of a little bit, or else you won't be able to get the bolt into the receiver. That's kind of frustrating because most other receivers, you don't have to do that. I saw that online after I'd already ordered it, but I figured they may have gotten that fixed, especially how long ago that I saw the issues being talked about. So I had to file down the rail to be able to get the bolt into the firearm. You can get the kid bolt in multiple colors and designs. I just got the regular old looking bolt. I also installed the kid bolt stop buffer. That way, whenever it hits the back of the receiver, there's like no sound to it. I mean, there's a little bit of sound, but it's deadened because, well, it's going to be suppressed, and that just makes it that much more quiet whenever I do have it suppressed. The bolt handle and guide rod and springs that I'm using are also kid. The reason that I wanted to go with kid for this was because they had 3 different power springs that come with this setup. I'm going to be suppressing this, so I use the spring that corresponds with a suppressed gun or subsonic rounds. Like I said in my last video, you'll see why I really like the BX trigger by Ruger. Well, I have it in this gun too. Feels great. There's pros and cons to this trigger, there's pros and cons to all the other ones, but the pros outweigh the cons, and that's the reason that I like this one, and I went with this one again. The takedown pins that you use to remove the trigger pack are kid. I only used those pins because I've purchased some stuff from Kid, and it saved me on shipping costs because it was coming from the same place. I've been sitting here holding this firearm like this for this whole video, so you can obviously tell the barrel that I'm using, or at least the company. The company of the barrel that I'm using is a Kidd, and it's their ultra lightweight barrel. Kidd makes a guarantee on their lightweight barrels and their bull barrels about grouping sizes. They do not on their ultra lightweight barrels, but they do say that they consistently get half-inch groups at 50 yards, which is roughly around 1 MOA. The reason I went with ultralight is because this is going to be lugged around in the outdoors, and this makes it a very light package. The barrel is obviously threaded, so I can put a suppressor on there later. The overall accuracy of the gun isn't just the barrel, but that has a pretty big thing to do with it. Let's just say that it's more accurate than my Tactical Solutions barrel. The V-block that I use to hold the barrel in is the Kidd V-block. The only reason I use the Kidd is because I'm using a Kidd barrel. The BRN22 came with its own V-block, but I just wanted to use the Kidd V-block since I was using one of their barrels. Like my other 1022, the stock that I'm using is the Magpul Hunter X22 stock. Nothing special that I'm using for the scope here. It's a Weaver Caspa. It is 2.5 to 10 by 50. It is a mil-dot reticle. It's Weaver Caspa. It's lower end, but it's still pretty nice, and it works pretty good on this gun. I did use the Holosun HS407C V2 just messing around, and it was just kind of fun. Nothing accuracy wise, obviously, since it's a red dot, but I mean, still you can throw red dot on one of these and you'd be just fine out to a certain distance. Now let's look at accuracy. I grouped all of these at 50 yards, and it was very hot and I was very impatient. These groups could be smaller, yes, especially with a different shooter, and probably not so hot, and I wasn't so impatient. But these are the groups that I got with the different ammunitions. With the Federal High Velocity match, gold medal match, 40 grains, we got 1 5/8 inch with my old 1022, and then with my new one, we got 1 inch. Now I'm going to point out, with my old 1022, for some reason, I was getting first shot flyers. Really weird. I've never had that issue before, but this was my first shot flyer here with this one. This one is the Winchester Hyper Velocity 40 grain. Here is my old one. Here's the first shot flyer. Don't know why it did that, but with the first shot flyer, I got 2 1/4 inches with that first shot flyer. Now, without the flyer, it was only a 1/2 inch. So without the flyer, it was smaller than my new gun, which is 7/8 inch with this hyper velocity stuff. Take it what you will, I was getting first shot flyers. First shot flyers can be detrimental, especially if you're hunting something. You're gonna miss and just scare whatever you're trying to hunt off. Now, my next grouping was CCI Mini Mag 36 grain. My old one, I had the flyer over here, and then it came over here, but the grouping was 1 5/8 inch. With the new rifle, it was 1.5 inches, so less there. Now, if we look at the CCI segmented subs, the grouping for my old rifle was 2 1/8 inch. I don't remember which was my first one, but it was either this one or this one. I can't remember, but I was seeing the whole first shot flyer thing here as well. Here was 1.5 inches with the segmented subs. Now, some of y'all are gonna give me shit that I'm shooting at cardboard, but why should you buy targets whenever you can just use a Sharpie and moving boxes? The blazer here on the left is what I have my old rifle zeroed in at. It is 40 grains, I don't know the feet per second, but it's blazer 22 long rifle 40 grain. My old rifle grouped at 1 inch. Now, the new one that I built, it had a flyer. It's really weird because you can see that I have first shot flyers on my old rifle, but I had a first shot flyer here. So with the flyer, we're going with 2 1/8 inches. Without the flyer, it's a 3/8 inch group. Take it what you will, not reshooting the group. That's what it was, but you can see there that I had a flyer. It's still a damn good group with that blazer. A lot of people talk trash on this blazer ammo, but I find for the price, it's some of the most accurate ammunition. Now here, I use the Winchester 222 box. It's their white box. They have a bunch of different sizes. This is just the 222 box. It's got 36 grains. It's standard velocity. Now for my old rifle, it was 1¼ inches. And for my new rifle, it was 7/8 inch. Now you will see here that I have 42 grain, 42 max Winchester subs, which are subsonics, 42 grains. My group's opened up fairly big with my old 1022 here. I got 2 and what did I say? 3/8 inch group out of this right here. I had 2-inch group at first, then I saw that I forgot about this guy down here. So it's 2 and 3/8 inch group on my old 1022 with this sub stuff. Now with the new 1022 with the kid barrel, I came down here and it came down to about 1½ inches. Overall for this 1022 build, I paid about $700 for everything besides the rings and the scope. The kid parts are well worth it. And obviously there are parts that I ordered again from my last 1022 that I ordered again for this one that I liked. It shoots like a 1022. I mean, it's a 1022. It's 22 long rifle, so if you have a 22 long rifle gun and it doesn't shoot smooth, then something's wrong with it. You might need to go get it checked out. But it shoots good. The accuracy is much better than my last 1022 that I built. The kid parts alone are amazing. The only issue that I had is that I had to file down part of the rail in the receiver. But I do like the stable rail that is milled into the receiver itself. Where I think this gun is really going to shine is when it gets suppressed. It's already accurate as it is. Some suppressing firearms can make them even more accurate. So I think this is going to be an even better gun once it gets suppressed. Well, that's it for Project 1022. If I make a part 3, it'll be after I get my suppressor. So yeah, Navy Sooner out.